Yeah, hi. This video is about you. Yeah, and your sister. I actually filmed this entire video like 4 days ago and just sat down to edit it. It's a rainy day, it's cold, it's miserable. So I sat down to edit it and you can't hear anything. The volume is completely screwed up. Well, no, either it's super quiet or it's like I'm screaming. So I'm gonna just talk a little louder this time in case the problem wasn't just a fluke and there's actually something wrong with my phone. If, however, you are having trouble hearing me right now, that means I need a new phone and that's not happening. So we're gonna meet some new pets. New to you, not new to me. I've actually had them for a couple of months now, I guess, and I've been in the process of getting them for a couple of months before that. I always like to emphasize, do not impulse get animals. There's no rush. In theory, hopefully you will have the animal for a very long time, so spend the time beforehand to familiarize yourself with their care and their needs and everything else, and be sure that they are a good pet for you. And then even just in selecting the one that you ultimately get, one of these for a very long time, and I just kind of waited, and the opportunity presented itself without me looking for it, and yeah, it's a perfect match. I really need to do an updated Meet All My Pets video. There's a lot of them, but I figure first we'll go through couple of videos probably where you individually meet each of them, and then we'll do an all over, probably feeding all my pets actually. So it's two of them because they're best friends and they are inseparable.
The first one.
Okay. Oh, and I'm gonna be all dirty now because it's rainy and muddy. This is Belle. She's a goat. Could you tell? Belle the goat. I already have, hi. I already had a couple of goats. I've had goats for years and years and years. I love them. She's super sweet. Huh, she's a good goat. Oh, she headbutts me. Alright, she's a good goat. Yes, she is. She looks like a little fawn to me. It's very cute. My only disclaimer, it's not an issue with goats because they're super popular now, I feel like. All those cute baby goat videos. And goat yoga. My only disclaimer about goat ownership. The cute videos and the goat yoga, where goats are jumping all over and frolicking and playful and full of joy. Super cute. And how a goat is like 24/7. At least the smaller breeds. I've heard with larger ones. I've never owned a larger breed. Currently I have fainting and Nigerian. Heard with the larger goats, as they get older, they do calm down. But at least with these smaller breeds, they are on 24/7 their entire lives. Frolicking, playing, jumping. And that includes jumping out of their enclosure, breaking through fences, using your convertible as a trampoline. That has happened. You've seen probably pictures of goats on the roofs of houses. They're a lot. They also do the headbutting thing playfully. It's totally playful, all of it. I don't think goats have a, well, no, that's not true. Some goats are mean, I've heard. But the majority of goats don't have a mean bone in their body. But when even a Nigerian or dwarf pygmy breed comes at you like to headbutt you for fun. The other thing is they don't really mow your lawn. I know a lot of people get goats to keep their grass mowed, and that's not what they do. Goats enjoy foraging, brush, that kind of stuff. So like weeds, they will eat all the weeds. They will eat all the leaves. They will eat your plants, your garden, but they don't really like to eat grass. If you just have grass, that's more of a sheep thing, or horse, or cow. But not a goat. Anyways, her name is Belle. Little goat ownership speech. Her name is Belle. She's a very, very sweet goat. She's still pretty young, not quite a year old, and she was obtained by the previous owner to be a companion for... Say hi. Huh? Oh boy, the peacocks are saying hi. They hear the food. Oh, you're so sassy, huh? Feed me, feed me. So this is a mini horse. Not to be confused with a pony, because ponies are actually bigger. Hi. Her name is Twinkles. They came to me named, so basically it's kind of like Twinkle Belle. sort of. Okay, I know. Lady, we don't care about your talking or your YouTube. We want the food. Whoa. Okay, ready? Here, let's put a little on the ground. There. You can sort of see her. Hi, pretty girl. So, Twinkles. Twinkle. So, she was formerly, in her other home, a therapy horse. Her owner had some mobility issues. Yeah, you see this. And she assisted him both in navigating with his wheelchair and also in stabilizing himself. So she's trained to brace, basically. That way, someone who does have issues getting around can get up from a seated position, and also if she's just walking alongside you, you have something to lean on if you lose your balance. Obviously not your full weight, but in that way she is better for those situations than a dog would be. Sturdier, heavier. She is trained to ride in a car. She is trained to be in the house. Prior to this, she had lived mostly in their backyard. They had made amazing accommodations for her. However, his needs changed and he was no longer able to get around except for in a motorized wheelchair. And so technically he no longer qualified for the therapy horse, which meant they had to then follow zoning regulations essentially, and because they were in a neighborhood. Hey, Sassy. What? Typical mini horse. Very sassy. Lots of personality in a tiny body. But yes, sadly, reluctantly, they went around and around, but ultimately they did have to, I have hay in my hair, always. Ultimately they did have to find her another home. And so, kind of a friend thing, I got word of it, and yeah, a few months later, went and picked her up. So she's been here a few months. She's super fat, but super sweet. And again, mini horses kind of have a bad reputation because they're a little spunky, but she does very well. And I like the fact that she is so desensitized and used to going new places and seeing new things and not being afraid of them. Hopefully, maybe someday, future goals, whenever I get settled somewhere else, I can start taking her around with me and doing like school events and things like that. She loves attention. She really loves attention, so I think it would be great for her. Hey, pretty girl. She has the tiniest little ears. Huh. You're so small, right? Cows are still smaller than you, though. It's crazy. Huh. Why do you want to eat the phone so much? This is, unfortunately, when I filmed this earlier in the week, it hadn't started raining yet, and she was beautiful and clean. Her entire time living here so far, she has never been dirty. So right now she kind of has her winter fluff in, and when it all sheds out, she's actually a lot more silver gray, kind of. Oh, look at those ears back. You mad? Hi. No, I'm really dirty. There's no food in here, guys. I gave it to you. And when her tail is all cleaned up, it touches the ground. She needs to go on a diet. I've been telling her, she won't listen. But she does need to lose a few pounds. Being in this environment where there's more space to explore and run around and be frisky, she is definitely slowly getting in some better shape. The backyard wasn't small by any means, and they had totally renovated it for her, but still, this is more of a natural horse environment. And while I like to bring her in the house, which hopefully I'll be doing a live stream of at some point. But yeah, well, I like to bring her inside and spoil her and all of that. I do also, and same with the pigs and any animal that you see me like being goofy and spoiling in videos. I still really emphasize letting animals be animals as well, for their own mental health as much as anything. So yeah, this is, I think, a really good balance. They both seem very, very happy, and they're best friends. Completely inseparable, huh? She goes everywhere you go. And it's very cold, so I am going to feed the other guys, because the cows, hello baby cow, look how big she's getting. Hi cows, because they're hungry too, and they're very jealous. Stay tuned, I have more pets that I have not shown you that have been here even longer. Of course, if you want to see pictures of them, I have posted pictures of the animals, so Instagram, Facebook, and then the Sanctuary Facebook and Patreon page. They exist. I post on them. They're not super active yet, but it's a way to get updates on this kind of stuff earlier.
Belle. Still so small, but she's getting like really fuzzy. Guess winter coat also, but so cute. Right, little girl?